time.
Y'all got it down, huh?
Michelle, you have your own headset, or you need one?
James gave me mine, the little things, so that'll be okay. Wait a minute. So, yours.
Where you gonna sit up, Michelle?
Stuff.
Where is this?
How was your New Year, Noah?
It was good. It was just quiet. I never do anything big more. Cammy and I were at her place with her kids.
Okay.
And we did finger foods and played board games, and they got the ball drop at 9 p.m. East Coast time, or for the New York feed, and then we just stayed up late, watched Star Wars all night. And
my brother told me he saw Spider-Man twice. My brother saw Spider-Man twice.
Did you guys see it yet or no?
No, he told me. He saw
it's
it
so
twice.
I'm getting so many great. Let's not come if we can get that tree.
Hey, Paula. Ooh.
Yeah.
If we get that tree.
All right.
Yeah, you guys will love it. It's really good.
Oh yeah, that's perfect.
Okay.
Michelle, where you at? I can't see you. You can slide over.
Wait, hold on.
Did you say you had a headset, Michelle?
Yeah, hold on. Let me put that plug.
That's mine. Let's hear.
I'll plug that for you.
Michelle, you gotta get in front of.
Wait a minute. There you go.
Thank you.
Michelle.
Hold on.
No, you have to sit down and let's get this.
All right. All right.
Is that loud enough, Michelle? You want to check for me?
Oh, this is fine.
Fine? Good.
So like this, Noah?
Yeah.
Okay.
For 7 days for further investigation. In the meantime, firefighters have managed to contain the fire at the parliamentary precinct that raged for 2 days.
BBC correspondent Namsa Maseko reporting a landslide at a construction site in southwestern China has killed at least 14 people. 3 others have been hurt, and official reports say a number of people could still be missing. More on these stories at townhall.com.
This news report brought to you by Ram Water and Mold Restoration, where they offer a satisfaction guarantee. Online at ramwaterrestoration.com, R-A-M-M waterrestoration.com.
I'm Lou Dobbs. Toyota displaces General Motors as #1 in U.S. auto sales. 4.5 million people quit their jobs in November. Verizon and AT&T now delaying 5G service. Those stories next.
You know, if you feel like you're stuck with a healthcare plan that isn't affordable or you simply don't like it, right now is a great time to switch to Medishare. The typical family saves $500 or more per month with Medishare, and what's more, they like it. Medishare has double the customer satisfaction rate when compared to health insurance. Double. You get access to a massive network of providers and 24/7 telehealth. And Medishare is the most trusted name in healthcare sharing. It's been around for more than 25 years, and it's more than just affordable healthcare, too. You get to be part of a community of Christians who pray for each other and support each other. But here's why now is the time to make the switch. Join before January 15th, and they'll waive your new member fee. So you'll save another $170 right off the bat. Call now. You'll get a price within 2 minutes. And again, the deadline is January 15th, so you can save even more. Call 877-64-BIBLE. That's 877-64-BIBLE. 877-64-BIBLE.
Japanese automaker Toyota has dethroned General Motors as the #1 selling car in America. The first time since 1931 that General Motors wasn't the top seller of automobiles nationwide. Toyota sold 100,000 more vehicles than GM, which Detroit says will be alleviated when the current microchip shortages get resolved. 4.5 million workers quit their jobs in November to seek higher wages, better benefits in the current red-hot market.
Yeah, you guys both sound great. Paula's on. We're all set.
Workers the same month.
And on in 30 seconds.
Stocks closed mixed today. The Dow Jones Industrials, though, gained 214 points. And in a rare reversal, telecom giants AT&T and Verizon today said they will, as the government requested, delay launch of their new 5G wireless services for 2 weeks, while the Federal Aviation Administration measures potential impact on flight communications. Both companies said they wouldn't delay as recently as Sunday. This is the Lou Dobbs Financial Report.
Portions of the following program may be pre-recorded. It's Your Life is sponsored by James J.C. Cooley.
Life is a series of circles and cycles, phases and stages. These are your experiences that teach you the lessons of life. You can either ignore them or embrace them. Welcome to the James Cooley Show. It's Your Life. James is a motivational speaker, author, military veteran, and founder of the James Cooley Foundation. James is here to equip you to strive for greatness and to overcome adversity. It's time to get equipped today for the challenges of tomorrow. Now, here's the host of It's Your Life, James Cooley.
Hello, welcome to It's Your Life. I'm James Cooley. And Noah, can you just hear the excitement at the beginning of a new year?
It's at the beginning of a brand new year, my friend. And, you know, what better way to start off It's Your Life in 2022 than to see your smiling face across the glass, buddy?
Man, it's just always an absolute pleasure being in studio looking at you, because I always try to figure out a way of seeing that vein pop up.
Well, the vein's ready for a brand new year.
A brand new year, man. I tell you, I'm so happy that we got past 2021.
I think a lot of us are happy we're through with 2021, but we did have a lot of great guests on the show.
We had so many great guests, and you know what? Just like we started last January, my live show.
Can't believe it's been that long.
Yeah. You know what? I thought it would be absolutely crazy not to start 2022 with that same guest that we started in 2021.
You know, some things just work.
And that young lady is Paula Shaw. But, you know, we're going to get back to that in a minute. I got to say hello to my absolutely fantastic, wonderful, great co-host, Michelle Cooley. How are you doing today?
I'm doing great. Hello, listening audience, and just welcome to the James Cooley Show. It's Your Life. We really are excited about our guest tonight, and she is definitely a dynamo, and she's just a special person, just a really good human being.
Such a wonderful human, and also my great producer again, Noah Dingley.
You know what's funny, JC? Sometimes life just gives you lemons. Literally today, life was gracious enough to me to have you bring me lemons. And you know what? What do you do with lemons? You make lemonade.
But you know, you make lemonade. You take the sometimes the citric bitterness flavor, and you know what? It's
so you sweeten it up a little bit.
It's all about sweetening it up and making your lemonade.
That's the analogy, my man.
You know, and I tell you what, we got sweetness on the air tonight. I mean, I'm talking about, I tell you, I love this young lady. And every time I see her, it seems like she's getting younger.
I was just going to say the same thing. She never ages, and now she's getting younger.
younger. It's like, you know, but such a wonderful person. And I tell you, our Facebook audience, Listen Live Link audience, radio audience, all the audience, streaming audience all over the world. We got the absolutely fabulous Paula Shaw here tonight. And if you want to be part of this great conversation, our first show of the new year, that's 1-888-344-1170. Again, that's 1-888-344-1170. Michelle, I'm ready to get this thing started. Can you tell, first of all, our listening audience, what the title of tonight's show and the purpose?
Well, the title of tonight's show is How to Make 22 Work for You.
Wow. You know, I think we got some feedback coming from somewhere, you know, but, why don't you tell our listening audience the purpose of today's show?
The purpose of today's show is getting to know the background of life transition coach and grief specialist Paula Shaw. Discuss how we can make 22 work for you, and talk about creating the lives we want, and also about happiness, and discuss the pros and cons of making New Year's resolutions.
Wow. And this young lady has done so much. Tell them a little bit about some of the books that she has authored, and just tell them a little bit about her, because it's a lot of our listeners might want to run out and buy these books, because they are so wonderful and so helpful that I got 3 of them, and I tell you, they're absolutely wonderful. So, Michelle, can you tell them a little bit about Paula, the author, and about what her books includes?
Well, Paula Shaw, she's a life transitions coach and grief specialist. She's also a best-selling author, keynote speaker, and media host. For more than 25 years, Paula has dedicated to helping people navigate the stress of change and challenge using mind-body tools and techniques. She has degrees in education and communications from Long Beach State University, as well as graduate counseling credentials in grief and addictive disorders from Loyola Marymount University. She is the author of several books, including Chakras, That Magnificent Seven, Grief, When Will This Pain Ever End? And her latest book, Saying the Right Thing When You Don't Know What to Say. The James Cooley Show, It's Your Life, welcomes back Paula Shaw.
Paula, this is the third first that you and I have had together. First of all, when I first got my show a couple of years ago, you was my first guest. Because a week prior to that, I was your guest. And last year,
a week before that.
Yes.
Remember that? You came on my show.
Yes.
And then you met the boss, and the boss said, "Oh, how about doing your own show?" It's crazy. Never seen anything like it.
That's what I meant. I said the week prior to me having my show, I was on your show. And then when we was graceful, and then they offered us a live show every night, Monday through Friday, the first person that I wanted on the show was you.
Mm-hmm.
And
I remember.
We started our third year, it's starting the beginning of, and guess what? I have to go into the new year with you again. So welcome to the show, Paula. Welcome to the show.
Oh, thank you, James. It's good to be here with you and Michelle to start the new year this way.
Wow. You know, just like with Michelle and I were just saying, you've been on the show a few times. Not just on but you also been a contributing guest speaker and other things. Can you tell our listener audience a little bit about what you learned in 2021?
Oh, wow.
4 minutes.
Good question. Yikes. What did I learn? Oh, so many things. But I think, you know what? One of the most important things I learned, everybody's always saying, go with the flow, ease and grace. You don't have to know how. And I kind of understood the words, but I didn't really get it. I kept thinking, but if I can't figure out how I could make this happen, then I can't desire it. I can't believe it could happen, because how would it? And what I learned in 2021, I would say the most important thing is when we tune in to what lights us up, and when we just let the universe know that we desire more of that, something magical happens to
3 minutes.
Vibrational level, and we are now at a vibration where we can attract that high vibration thing we really want. And it really is kind of magical. And if we had 2 hours, I could tell you some stories of things that happened in 2021 where my coach told me that very principle. Just stay tuned into what lights you up. But the old Paula brain was going, but how am I going to monetize that? How am I going to do this? How am I going to do that? And she was like a broken record. Ellen McCarty is her name, and you'll be having her on your show soon. But Ellen would just say, you don't have to worry about the how.
Wow. You and I had this conversation about a week and a half ago. And
2 minutes.
And I think Ellen had mentioned life. And I was so intrigued. And Ellen, I can't wait till you come on the show. I was so intrigued about that. I woke up in the middle of the night, like 3 days ago, and I just thought, my mind just thought, I just started writing about life and the things that life brings us, good and bad. And if we, just like Noah had mentioned something about you getting lemons, you have to be able to put the sweetness in it in order for you to understand what life is all about, and that you can sweeten it up, but it comes from inside of you, not anyone else. So I tell you, we're going to take a station break. But when we come back, we're going to continue to have this great discussion with my friend, Paula Shaw, and we're going to talk about life and a little bit more. But I tell you, you want to be part of the conversation? That's 1-888-344-1170. It's your life. I'm James Cooley.
There's more stories of greatness to help you overcome adversity. Coming up on It's Your Life with James Cooley.
Noah Dingley here, producer of The James Cooley Show, It's Your Life. And the new audio
You got it, man.
James' book, Country Boy, City Boy, A Journey That Ain't Over Yet. Loving the energy so far, man.
James shares his true life story.
Got to bring it for show number 1 in the new year. A cautionary tale and a roadmap to achieving the American dream. Get the new audio version of Country Boy, City Boy, A Journey That Ain't Over Yet You had it's kind of funny. You had a very similar thought process to the first show of the year. Like my first show of the year technically was Saturday, and I had on somebody that I networked with early on last year that runs across all of Salem that I never thought I would even be friends with to this day, and we became like really close friends. So I started off the year having him on.
Able to take part in one or more of the many exciting events that we are offering this.
You're gonna like it, dude.
Experience firsthand the pride we take in supporting our.
You'll like it. It's
our
fun.
Mission to equip the youth of today for the challenges.
Lots of laughter, and it'll keep you smiling.
We rely heavily on the generosity of individuals and business owners for support. Without the assistance of community-minded individuals just like you, we wouldn't be able to serve our youth each year. We ask that you make a commitment to support our annual appeal by making a cash donation. This year's goal is $50,000. Your generosity will assist us in making a difference in the lives of the youth in our community. You can give online at CooleyFoundation.org. Remember that every donation makes a difference regardless of size. The J.C. Cooley Foundation thanks you in advance for your contribution.
Country Boy, City Boy.
Okay.
A journey that ain't over yet. The true coming of age story by James J.C. Cooley. Using humor, wit, and engaging storytelling, James paints a picture.
Speaking of talkers, you got Chad on tomorrow. He's a talker too.
Cooley lays out his struggle to adjust from city life to country life and back again, sharing his hard-earned lessons to educate, encourage, and enlighten our next generation of leaders and heroes. Get your copy of Country Boy.
He's such a good guy, man. I love him.
James J.C. Cooley, available on Amazon and everywhere.
Did you know Cammie has now started reading the Britfield series to her class?
New exercise bikes. Without a doubt, a very special tool to help me get healthier. The problem is 3 days go by, then 4, and I've done nothing. And then it's night 5, and I'm sitting at the kitchen table, and I look at myself, and I can't help but laugh. Because there I am, wearing the exercise t-shirt.
I will. She loves those.
And I'm eating 2 corn
I will.
dogs.
Yeah, I'll tell her.
We all agree. The special tool only matters if we use it.
We're back in 7 years.
At United Faith Mortgage, we believe
30 seconds.
An advantageous tool for you. Our mortgage team is an arm of a bigger company who is a direct lender, which means our company gets to use its own money and make its own decisions. There's no middleman. And often, this allows us to get you a better rate on your refinance or new home purchase, which can save you monthly and lifelong money. We are United Faith Mortgage.
United Faith Mortgage is a DBA of United Mortgage Corp. 25 Middle Park Road, Melville, New York. Licensed mortgage banker. For all licensing information, go to NMLSConsumerAccess.org. Corporate NMLS number 1330. Equal housing lender. License in Alaska, Hawaii, Georgia, Massachusetts, North Dakota, South Dakota, or Utah.
Here we go.
Streaming now at theanswersandiego.com and Odyssey.com.
It's time to dream big, think big, and be big. It's time for more It's Your Life. Now, here's your host, James Cooley.
Hello, welcome back to It's Your Life. I'm James Cooley, and we are in our beautiful studios in San Diego or La Jolla, California. And it's always an absolute pleasure coming back in studio. We're going to be in Dallas next week, back home, there again, but every chance we get.
This is truly the way JC Radio should be.
And you know what, Noah? Our listener audience have an opportunity to be part of this if they want to ask this great guest any questions, because I tell you, she's full of knowledge. I mean, solutions, can give you ideas that you might not have. And if you want to be part of this great conversation, that's 1-888-344-1170. Again, that's 1-888-344-1170.
Paula, the title of tonight's show is How to Make 22 Work for You. How do we get better at creating in our lives what we want?
Great question, Michelle. Well, we kind of touched on it a little bit in the last segment when I was talking about becoming a vibrational match for what you want. So many people spend a lot of time dwelling on what they fear, on what they don't want to have happen. And one of the most important laws of energy that we all need to remember is this law of attraction. We attract things that are of a similar vibration to the vibration we're putting out. And so remember that whatever we focus on, we feed energy to. And whatever we feed energy to is going to grow. So we all need to stop and think, what do I want to grow this year? And what do I absolutely want to say no to? about growing.
Well, can one have happiness and health? Does someone have to have wealth to be happy? So let's just kind of, that's like a two-part question. Can one have happiness and wealth? And does one need wealth to be happy?
I think we can attract happiness and health by coming from a place of ease and grace. You know, that flow we talked about, going more with what's flowing. Like, if you have to keep fighting for something, not that we shouldn't fight for our principles or, try to make the world better. I'm all for that. But I think that when something is right for us, it flows easily. It happens easily. And that allows us to feel calm, to feel unstressed, to be in a place of ease. So when we're in a place of ease, and we all know stress is a mind killer, stress is horrible for the body. So the more we're in a state of ease and flow, the healthier and the happier we're going to be. And how do we do that? Stay tuned in to what feels good. Stay tuned in to what lights you up. When you're lit up with whatever you're doing, whether it's this radio show right now, working with a client one-on-one, working with students, whatever it is for you, when you're lit up and you just feel that feeling like, yeah, I'm so glad to be me and be in my skin today, that's what you want more of. And that's going to be really good for you. And that will create not only health and happiness, but by default, it will create wealth because you're going to attract to you all those good things. And let's face it, money doesn't buy happiness, but it sure does a lot to help life be easier. And so I don't know about you guys, but I'm all for ease. So if that comes with money, bring it on. I'm not fighting it.
First off, Paula, it's Noah. Happy 2022.
Hi.
It's so good to be able to chat with you. I hope you had a good new year.
I did, Noah, and it's lovely to hear that deep, resonant voice of yours again.
Oh, thank you. It's good to hear from you. I'm curious, and everybody has a different vision or version of how the world can be a better place. Sometimes it's tied to family and, just being the best family person they can be. That's certainly a great part of my life. Some people want to have a career that makes a difference, and they feel like that really makes the world a better place. And there are other examples of that as well. So is making the world a better place somehow tied directly into happiness?
Ooh, I love that question, Noah. I think it is tied into happiness in that if I feel that what I'm doing, whether it's loving my children, cooking an amazing meal, being a success at work, whatever it is I'm doing, if I feel that I'm doing it well and that it is impacting the world in a positive way, I'm happy. I'm really happy. And I think that's unique for each one of us. I think, you mentioned several areas that I can certainly relate to. I mean, when my family's good, that goes a long way in creating happiness for me. When I have a success at work, that creates a lot of happiness for me. So I think, there are different moments where we're tuned into different things, but again, it comes back to when something lights you up, then you're going to experience joy and happiness.
Yeah, I absolutely love that answer. And sometimes you just have to just buckle down and just get it done. It might be hard, and maybe you're going through tough times with the family, and part of that is trying to make sure that the family unit is secure, even if it's a rough go. Maybe you're having a lot of stress at the job, but you do make that difference in getting the job done. Sometimes you just have to buckle down and get it done. At the end of the day, it might take a lot of hard work, but it's worth it.
And I love that you said that, Noah, because yes, it's not like going with the flow means being irresponsible and saying, oh, I'm not in the flow of that right now. I don't think I can do it. But even when you got to buckle down, what we always have choice about is our attitude about it.
Amen.
How we perceive it. And so we can still come from a positive energy. You know, like personally, I detest doing my taxes. Anytime I have to run numbers, and like I'm in admiration of Michelle that she understands all that stuff, but it's really hard for me. But what I do is I create some kind of a game around it, so it's fun. You know, like when I was writing my first book, my chakra book, I got to tell you, my inner child did not like sitting at the computer for hours and cranking out text. So what I do is I say, okay, if we can get 4 chakras done, we're going to Baskin-Robbins for pistachio ice cream. And she would get on board. And that's how I got that book done, a lot of pistachio ice cream.
It's about setting goals, isn't it?
Yeah. Setting goals that light you up, though. Remember, one of the biggest problems with goals and notoriously with New Year's resolutions, which I think we'll talk about more, but people set such big ones, these big
4 minutes
ones that they almost cannot. There's no way they could do it. And then that becomes setting yourself up for failure. So I think goals need to be reachable, attainable, and have some fun to them. Because when we're having fun, we're at a high vibration, and everybody around us can feel that, and everything goes better.
Wow.
JC, she just said a mouthful, and it's all true.
She did. And you know, Paula, just go back a little bit on something that you said about we have to pick and choose. I call it the people that surround you. That's where you're going to get your influences from. But you got this evil one that when every day he would love to come in our life and misguide us doing the wrong thing. We're talking about the devil who comes to steal, kill, and destroy. If we let our mind just wander and just go with the flow of whatever is going on, we're never going to be able to get our feet set, get our mind focused, and get the path in the direction that we need to be on. And I had my best friend in the world, Billy Harper, sent me this poem by Mark Litton. And it says, a real man or real woman, the kind of man or woman that when your feet hit the floor each morning, the devil said, oh no, he or she is up. And they're going to try. But you just have to have that focus that you're going to push all that negativity to the side. And that you got to be focused on what's going to, first of all, make you happy, keep you happy, and also bring love and joy to your circle or whoever you're around. And I'll say it in a minute, in speeches or whatever.
2 minutes.
If you are surrounded with some pop body, and I had a guest on the show last week that told us, she said she had a friend that every time she finished talking to her, she felt bad, like, draining, bringing you down. I say, just like a lot of the things that you write about in your books, a lot of things that you're doing, and a lot of advice that you give, we need to stay focused, and we need to let the outside noise that's pressing against us not steal our joy. Not steal our joy. I'll tell you what, we're going to take a space jam break, but we're going to come back and, continue this great discussion with Paula Shaw. And if you want to be part of this great conversation, that's 1-888-344-1170. It's your life. I'm James Cooley. We'll be back shortly after the break.
There's more stories of greatness to help you overcome adversity coming up on It's Your Life with James Cooley.
There is much truth in a journey that ain't over yet, as all of us journey through life's precious gifts of time, just like I have. Hi, I'm James.
Sounds good. Which question can I steal from you?
It's your life. And in the new audio version of my book, City Boy, City Boy, A Journey That Ain't Over Yet, you can join me as I share my true life story of struggle and success in America. It's both a cautionary tale and a roadmap to achieving the American dream. This is a must listen to for anyone who thinks they're stuck in life or need to understand that their current situation is not their final destination. Country Boy, City Boy, A Journey That Ain't Over Yet is the unfiltered truth to provide hope for the future by challenging you to refuse to become a victim of life's circumstance and dare to be an overcomer, because a bigger, better, and a more impactful life awaits you. Get the new audio version of my book, Country Boy, City Boy, A Journey That Ain't Over Yet on Amazon and wherever audiobooks are sold.
The J.C. Cooley Foundation continues to strive to expand its programs and offerings to the youth, young adults, and citizens of our great communities nationwide and overseas. It's our mission to equip the youth of today for the challenges of tomorrow. We ask that you make a commitment to support our annual appeal by making a cash donation. Your generosity will assist us in making a difference in the lives of the youth in our community. You can give online at CooleyFoundation.org. The J.C. Cooley Foundation thanks you in advance for your...
Have you been in touch with Mr. Barry Shore of late?
Producer of the James Cooley Show, It's Your Life, and the new audio version.
You and I
Country Boy
should brainstorm. There's something that he kind of needs help with that I've been kind of working with him on the side to get him certain information. He's going to be doing some pretty big things.
A Journey That
Ain't Over Yet by James Cooley on
Amazon.com or wherever audiobooks are sold.
Anything that we can do to help Barry.
I agree, man. I agree.
Because you're self-employed, earn 1099 income, or even a real estate investor? You're missing out. Most lenders make approval seem impossible, especially if you're self-employed. Stop watching everyone take advantage of the lowest mortgage rates in history while you're stuck on the sidelines. Accelerate Capital, the premier lender designed for the self-employed. Our approval process is based on common sense, using bank statements, 1099 income, profit loss statements, rental income, or even stated income to qualify at the lowest rates available. Fast. Conventional lenders cannot do this. When others say no, we say yes. 800-391-3117. 800-391-3117. Or visit acceleratecapital.com.
EXCELE. AccelerateCapital.com.
Equal housing lender. Call for details. NMLS ID number 1165716. Not all will qualify. California DFPI license number 41DBO45150. Additional restrictions may apply. Loans made or arranged pursuant to the California Residential Mortgage Lending Act.
FM 96.1 North County. AM 1170 San Diego. The Answer.
It's time to dream big, think big, and be big. It's time for more It's Your Life. Now, here's your host, James Cooley.
Hello, welcome back to It's Your Life. I'm James Cooley, and we got this fantastic guest, one of my favorite people in the world. And Paula, we love you to death. You already know that.
Thank you. I love you too.
Oh, yeah. And listen, the audience, I'll tell you that this woman has so much knowledge, and this is her job, helping people out, trying to keep them from going into depression, going back, or especially when you have a loss in the family or whatever that might be. She is one of the best in the business. I did say business. She is one of the best in the business. And I tell you, if you want to be part of this conversation, it's 1-888-344-1170. Paula, a lot of times we get caught up, just like I was chatting a little bit prior to the break. We get caught up on going down the wrong path and not even putting any thoughts into the things that we do or the people that we hang around with, and we get caught up in doing these things, and we just go with the flow. And then we make bad decisions, and then we look and try to blame it on everybody else, and that's called irresponsibility. Can you explain to our listener audience why happiness depends on? I believe you're taking the extra second to think about what you do, or the decisions that you make, why that's so important to the success that will come your way.
Yeah, JC, you're bringing up some great points. First of all, I think that line, go with the flow, can become a cop-out for people. And so that's not the kind of go with the flow I'm talking about. Because when we are taking responsible action, when we are doing what feels good and right, then that is the flow I'm talking about. That flow that comes, everything just falls into place when you're doing the right thing and you're coming from the right motivation. That's an important key. If you're coming from the motivation of, I'm going to get mine, or I don't care what happens to them, or, that sort of thing, then flowing with that is going to get you in big trouble. We're coming up against an anniversary tomorrow of a day when a lot of people went with a flow that wasn't a very good one. And so, yes, we cannot check our brains at the gate. We have to take responsible, intelligent, measured action. And then if that feels good, flow with that. That's the flow you want to go with.
I like that answer, and I always say, and I to listen always or whoever, that I try to look up and see what the Lord is sending my way. I'm talking about that light that He's sending down toward us. A lot of times we want to ignore that, and we want to look to the darkness, not the light. Right. Why is it important that we follow, especially when it's coming from a great place, that we follow the light?
I love that you put it in that context, JC, because I was saying tune into what lights you up. But where does that light come from? We're all beings of the divine. We all come from that. And when we feel lit up in the right way inside, I think that light does flow from spirit. That light does flow from a much bigger place than any of us. And that's what we want to teach ourselves to tune into. That's where the high vibration is. When we are filled with that kind of light, that means, we're getting closer and closer to the source light, and that's good light. That's the best light.
I have to tell you, Paula, that's absolutely 100% the way to go. We've been kind of lacing in throughout the first part of the show, surrounding yourself with like-minded people that would also encourage you. They have maybe the same mindset about how to get things done. And that brings me to something I didn't used to believe in. And over the last couple of years, the more I looked into it, the more I'm like, yes, I do subscribe to this. But I want you to really break it down for the listening audience. What is the law of attraction? And is it really real? Because it, for me, the last couple of years has been game-changing.
Oh, I think it's as real as gravity, right? If I pick up a pen right now and I let go of it, there is no doubt in my mind it's going to fall, right? It's going to drop to wherever the next level is that it's going to hit. And the law of attraction simply says, like attracts like. So, an example in our human lives. Ever met somebody and you almost feel like you were twins separated at birth, like you have so much in common, you think the same, and what is that experience like for you? You're flying, you're ecstatic, you're elated because like has attracted like, and you feel so comfortable with that vibration. And so it's very important that we understand law of attraction means if I want to attract into my life, let's just use an example of success in my career and wealth. If I want to attract that in my life, but I've got $50 in the bank and not very good reviews at the office, then I don't want to over-focus on all that. I want to stay focused on what I want to attract while doing the work to make things better. So I can't just sit back in my easy chair and keep picturing myself with $1 million and think it's going to happen. I need to take steps. I need to take action. But if that action is lighting me up and I'm having fun, then you see how that raises my vibration. So now I can be at the same level as those good things I want to attract. Did that make sense, Noah?
100%. I subscribe to that 100%. So beautifully put.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. Cool. It's so important.
Paula, a lot of people make New Year's resolutions, and not everyone does it, but a majority of people do it. I used to do it. I think everyone used to do it. My thought is, if I want to do something, if I have a goal for me, at least for now, I don't have to wait till New Year's to do it. But, it really depends on the person. So, in your opinion, is creating New Year's resolutions a good idea? And what can be the pros and cons of that?
Oh, I love that question. This is my favorite thing to talk about at this time of year. Because New Year's resolutions, unfortunately, have a built saboteur in them. Because let's say my resolution is I'm going to lose 20 pounds. Well, what's the sort of hidden message in that? It's that I blew it last year and I gained 20 pounds. So in that resolution is built in where I think I failed, where I think I blew it. And so whenever you're focused on your lack or something that you feel was negative, you're going to attract more of that. So a resolution is this constant reminder of where you went wrong before, or where you blew it, or where you're in lack. I think it's a much better idea, instead of making resolutions, declare some resets. So, for example, in the last analogy I used, if I do think that I'd like to weigh 20 pounds less this year, instead of saying I'm making a resolution, I'm going to lose that 20 pounds that I gained last year, I'm going to say, I'm choosing this year to eat in a way that doesn't involve so many carbs. Or I'm going to choose this year not to do a lot of sugar. Or I'm going to really go heavy on vegetables. That's like a course correction, a reset, rather than a hand slapping and a scolding that's implied in resolutions. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Rachel?
Yes, that makes a lot of sense.
Paula, so a lot of people, you mentioned New Year resolutions, and I stopped doing that a long time ago.
That's probably why you're always a cheerful guy.
But I'm on the same line as you. But a lot of us, we fear committing to anything because we have that fear of failure, which we talked about life and lifing, that miscreate life and the opportunity for success. How important and how can we kind of get rid of this fear thing so that we can move forward and stay on track?
JT, there are those who believe there are two basic emotions on the planet that we experience as humans. One is love and one is fear. And everything either comes from one place or the other. And when it comes from love, we're talking a very high vibration. When it comes from fear, that's a low, dense vibration. And at that low, dense vibrational level is not anything we really want to attract. So I think whenever we're in fear, we really need to look at that. We really need to see what it is we're fearing and why we're fearing it. So often it's because we fear we're not enough. We fear we're defective or lacking or something. But if we can turn that around and come from, right now I'm experiencing some emotions that seem like fear, but I'm going to just nurture myself, love myself, self-care myself into feeling better Now, again, see, I'm moving into the zone of love.
Hey, Paula, hold that thought.
rather
Hold
than
that thought.
fear.
We got to take a station break. Didn't want to cut you off. I promise we're going to come back. But you mentioned one thing I always say and close out with: know yourself. Love yourself before you share yourself. I think that's what you were just saying. But I tell you, we're going to take a station break. We're going to come back and continue this great discussion with my great friend, Paula Shaw. I tell you, you want to be part of this conversation? That's 1-888-344-1170. It's your life. I'm James Coolwood. Back shortly after the break.
There's more stories of greatness to help you overcome adversity. Coming up on It's Your Life with James Cooley. The J.C. Cooley Foundation is a nonprofit organization that was started in October of 2014. The J.C. Cooley Foundation continues to strive to expand its programs and offerings to the youth, young adults, and citizens of our great communities nationwide and overseas. We hope that you'll be able to take part in
we have
the many exciting events that we're offering this year and experience firsthand the pride we take in supporting our cause.
Little
It's
overnight,
our mission
yeah.
to equip the youth of today for the challenges of tomorrow, and we rely heavily on the generosity of individuals and business owners for support. Without the assistance of community-minded individuals just like you, we wouldn't be able to serve.
I sent that picture now because I thought I sent it on New Year's and realized I didn't.
Our annual appeal by making a cash donation. This year's goal is $50,000. Your generosity will assist us in making
I agree with you 100%.
youth in our community. You can give
I'm not arguing with you.
Foundation.
Yeah.
Remember that every donation makes a difference regardless of size. The J.C. Cooley Foundation.
We just hung at her place, did finger foods with the kids, played board games, and after they went to bed, and because they did the East Coast time ball drop, so they didn't have to stay up quite so late. And then we just watched movies for the rest of the night and did the regular ball drop.
That
And
life would never be the same. Cooley lays out his struggle to
so you know what? I gave up doing New Year's crazy years ago. It's just I don't enjoy that anymore.
encourage, and enlighten our next generation of leaders and heroes. Get your copy of Country Boy, City Boy.
There's other nights for that, but New Year's there's too many crazy out there, and
Available on Amazon and everywhere books are sold.
it was relaxing. It was good.
Whatever happened to happiness? By every measure, we're less happy now than at any time.
Yeah, I've actually been almost run off the road a couple of times, and it's just like there's no desire to even think about that.
Way. Read about it in Michael Warren Davis's new book, The Reactionary Mind: Why Conservative Isn't Enough. In a world of fake news where politics has become religion, this book shows us how to be reactionaries. Order Michael Warren Davis's new book, The Reactionary Mind: Why Conservative Isn't Enough, from Amazon and wherever books are sold.
The Answer San Diego has gone interactive. Download our free app to get special offers, deals.
Oh, I was off. Guess what?
Updates and pointless.
Got 11 minutes.
Let's
11 minutes.
Did you have something that you want to weigh in on? Download the free The Answer app to instantly call
you got
or email the station straight from your mobile device. The app is social, making you the first to know and respond. Download the free.
Sounds good.
Today. The Answer San Diego. The best conservative coverage in San Diego. The Answer San Diego, streaming now on iHeart.com and Odyssey.com.
It's time to dream big, think big, and be big. It's time for more It's Your Life. Now, here's your host, James Cooley.
Hello, welcome back to It's Your Life. I'm James Cooley, and, I'm sitting here just giggling because this is our first show in 2022. We're in San Diego. We in studio with my producer. I'm looking right across him. He's smiling.
Good to see you.
I ain't seen Noah smile this long in a long time.
One, I was just on a coffee date with my girlfriend, and so I'm amped up on caffeine, and I get to see your face, and it's 2022. What's not to smile about?
It's 2022. And one thing, I'd be remiss if I didn't say, hey, I wish everybody out there happy 2022. This is the beginning. But just like Paula is saying, and that what we're talking about tonight, it's all about joy and happiness and focus and staying up, regardless of the situation that life, or what we call life, in will bring you, because it's going to bring some good and bad. And we just have to be able to control it, shake it off, get our head back up.
Like you were saying before the break, JC, look for that light from up above, too.
You have to look for the light, because to me, That's the only thing that worked for me. I mean, I don't follow a lot of the noise. I mean, used to long time ago. Don't do that. The light. So if you want to be part of this conversation, that's 1-888-344-1170. Paula, didn't mean to cut you off, but you was making such an interesting point that if I didn't cut you off, my producer was going to cut you off, and we want you to finish making that point. And we was talking about, I close out with know yourself, love yourself before you share yourself. And so can you pick up on that a little bit?
Sure. I think we've all heard since our first day in Sunday school that love is what God is, that love is the highest vibration, the most wonderful feeling in life. And it doesn't matter who we're loving, whether it's our child, our partner, our friend, but it is true. When we're loving somewhere, we're in a great vibration. We all, though, I think, need some improvement when it comes to loving ourselves. So I loved that you closed that way, because it's always good to have that reminder that we need to be more loving, more nurturing, and taking better care of ourselves. And that was part of why I was saying the whole thing about let's don't create resolutions, because it's sort of like planned disappointments, right? Planned failures, because we're setting ourselves up for not achieving the thing that we want to achieve. And part of the reason is because there's that built-in saboteur of it's this constant reminder that we blew it last year. So I think it's not very loving to always be reminding ourselves of the things that we didn't do well. It's a lot more productive to say, okay, how can I pick myself up and do it better now? If you're out sailing and your sail's full and the wind is blowing and you're just having the time of your life and you are in the flow and you're in joy, but then all of a sudden the wind changes and your sail lofts, you don't beat yourself up about it. You don't go, oh no, I blew it. You just shift. You course correct. You change the sail, and now you're back in the wind, and it's flowing easily again, right? So that's how I see what we can better do in the new year. Course correct.
Love that you said that, Paula. On that note, something that I do, actually I just recently started at beginning of December of last year, about midway through. I thought, you know what? I love journaling. It's something I've done on and off throughout the years. In the process of writing, through actually the help of one of JC's fabulous guests, Isaac Ford, has been a tremendous mentor with process, writing a single dad memoir, so to speak. Ooh. And so one thing that I picked up on early December was sending a group text message to both of my sons as a daily dad journal entry. And then I'm going to use those after I've got enough of those in the book, plus other thoughts, and kind of use that as the basis for the memoir. And one thing that I had text them, I believe this was the entry that was either January 1st or 2nd, was, you know what, you don't need resolutions. What you need to do is strive to be the best you can possibly be each and every day. And like you said, make course corrections along the way, set goals. Don't just throw out January 1st. Okay, you know what? Last year was bad. Got to start fresh. Here are the goals. It's not the way to do it. But work to be the best you can be every day of the year.
Oh no, that was perfection. I think we should have that recording transcripted and put that in as your next entry. And be sure you include that in the book.
We got it. We got a transcript. He just said it on air. He just said it on national radio. So we got all of that. But I tell you, that was so well put together, Noah. So I echo Paula what you just said. You can't put it any other way.
No, because you know what? Depending on life circumstance and what life throws your way, you are going to have to, as you said, JC, make that course correction. And that can happen at any point during the year. Resolutions aren't going to help you with that. So whether it's January or March or December, You make that course correction, you set a brand new goal for yourself or an adjustment to that goal, and you get it done.
Wow.
And Noah, I'll take that even a step further. Very often we need to make course corrections throughout each day.
True.
Just
Very
because
true.
we start off red hot doesn't mean we're going to be great by noon. We may need to make a course correction.
Yeah, often I'm not.
You know what, Paula? Anytime we want to make improvements in our lives, we are the ones who are accountable. So we can never blame anybody if we fall short or if we don't do this. But it is important to have some type of social support, whether it's one person, a couple, when you do and make improvements in your life. How important is that?
Oh, I love that question, Michelle, because having an accountability buddy is how I refer to them, or two, or a group you're accountable to, is so motivating when you're feeling like, oh, forget it, I'm giving it up, it's too hard. But if you know that you have those people who, and I think they have to be people who come from love, not who go, oh man, get it together, don't be weak, don't be a wuss. But people who say, what are you feeling today? Well, yeah, I've been there too. And you know what I did? And they encourage you and they support you. And then that makes you want to keep going with whatever that goal is. But I think left up to our own devices and left on our own, it can be too tempting to give up and feel that we don't have what it takes
2.5
to really make that change happen. So I love the idea of accountability buddies or groups.
Wow. Hey, Paula, we're down to the last 2 minutes of the show. Got a couple of quick ones. So you got 30 seconds max to get it in. Okay. I always have to throw a wrench in my guests. And I don't think I asked you this question. I mean, through life and through a lot of things that you have learned, what would today Paula tell a younger version of Paula Shaw if she had that opportunity?
Oh, wow. You know what I would tell her, JC? I would say, don't be so worried about pleasing everybody else. Please yourself. Make sure you like who you are and you like what you did. And if nobody else likes it, that's okay.
Amen.
If you like it and you feel good about it.
Wow.
Because it's you. In the end, you got to please.
Okay.
And each person's doing that, right? So we don't have to worry what everybody else thinks because they're busy thinking about themselves anyway.
One quick question, and I say we just got about 20 seconds, but what is one or two quick takeaways that you want our listening audience to get from this absolutely fantastic show? We only got like 20 seconds to answer that.
Set yourself up for success by loving yourself and coming to you and to everybody in your life with a positive attitude.
Paula, real quickly, how can our listening audience get in touch with you if they need to? So how could they get in touch with Paula Shaw?
The best way is paulashaw.com. There's two free gifts there. I offer a complimentary 20-minute consultation, and there's a free gift called 20 Things to Say and Not to Say to People in Pain. You can just download and keep it in your glove box or your purse.
Yeah.
Very helpful.
I want to thank you so much. You know, you always got an open invitation to my show. You already know that. So I'd like to thank you so much for taking the time to come on the show tonight. I'd like to thank my great co-host for always being here doing all the heavy lifting. I'd like to thank my great producer, Noah Dingley. Most importantly, I'd like to thank our listening audience. We're always looking for sponsors so we can continue to bring this great message. We'll be back tomorrow, same time. Absolutely fantastic show. Chad Stewart will be here tomorrow. It's your life. I'm James Cooley.
Thanks for joining us for It's Your Life with James Cooley. To learn more about James, how you can support the show, or become a guest, visit CooleyFoundation.org. Join James weekdays at this same time for more motivation and inspiration to help you become equipped today for the challenges of tomorrow. This has been The James Cooley Show. It's Your Life, where you learn how to dream big, think big.
Turn your volume on.
I'm gonna unmute mine.
Yeah.
Paula, can you hear me? I can't hear it. What a button?
Hold on.
What is my button? Over here. I got it unmute. No, volume is at the bottom.
Yeah.
All right, go turn yours up. Turn yours up. Please. Can you turn it on?
You got it?
No, not yet.
This will be quick if I do it like
Okay,
this.
just
Give me.
what? He's looking for the button. It should be at the bottom.
That's what I'm saying.
Okay, no. Okay. Just talk. Turn yours up. Have you turned yours off yet? Huh? Turn it up. I don't see my button. Are you there?
No, hold on.
You're not there?
No,
Hey.
I'm not. Hold on.
Hey, Paula, I think you can hear me, but can't hear you, but that's okay. Michelle's trying to get this, my computer backing up a little bit with the volume, but such an absolutely fantastic show like always, and you know that, and I tell you, it's always a pleasure having you on the show, and we got to do this again, just like I mentioned to you. Sooner or later, we're going to get sponsors, we're going to get this, and we're going to get all of those types of things. And where, you know, great guests like you, we can all benefit from everything that we're doing. And I just want to say thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you. My computer is not acting right, therefore, I can't hear you on the volume.
Hold on.
And,
Hold on.
What?
Well, I'm trying to get this in.
So, I wanted to have a closing remark from you, so our Facebook and our Zoom audience and the rest of the audience can get it, but we have no problem here. But I tell you, thank you so much. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Talk to you later.
Come on, let me launch into the meeting. Go back into the meeting.
Everything is over. Let's get rid of it.
Fantastic show,
Man, that was absolutely wonderful, my friend.
Yeah, that was real good.
Oh man, that's how we start a first show. That's how we should.
Way to do it.
Yeah,
What's the way to do it?
And I was so what I've been doing with your show is when Chris podcasts and all that, I send your stuff out there. I have Sarah and all of them to pay post yours as well.
Cool, man.
So you might start getting some response.
Nice.
Back on you got your channel. Yeah.
Thanks, man.
You're a celebrity. Kate Praise.
Appreciate that.
That's my boy hooked that up for us. Chris.
That's real nice. That's real nice, man.
Oh yeah. He got down Kate Praise, one of the celebrities. Yeah. I thought that's so cool. Yeah. So and you got a lot of. I'm gonna listen to that show tomorrow.
You'll like it. He it's kind of funny because I heard he mainly does so he's got his own business. He reviews movies. He's actually really plugged into like a lot of like the movie unions and whatnot.
We did.
And